Carolyn, now this is one you got to watch. We were watching this earlier. This brother had heart trouble so bad and high blood pressure so bad, the pain was so strong that he said that death was a welcome visitor. Let's watch this.
My pressure went up to 215 over 115, and it had been constantly up. It got to the point that it was uncontrollable. I couldn't, it would be down 1 minute and go up the next minute. And when I wouldn't be doing anything, it would just shoot up on its own. And I monitored it closely every day, and then I could feel it, you know. And I got to a place that I couldn't go up and down the steps, and I'd be totally out of breath. If I go down the 3 flights of steps, I'd have to stop and get my wind back before I could come up. And really, I got to the point that I just said death would be a welcome visitor going up. And I spoke to the Lord and I asked the Lord, what am I going to do now? He said, listen. And at that time, the announcement came on the radio, and I wrote the telephone number down, picked up the phone, and called. And I started taking the news. My pressure went down within that first 2 or 3 days. Since that time, I haven't had any more chest pains, which the doctor states are angina. Doing more than what I was doing. To me, the most important thing is that the pain and the shortness of breath is gone. And my blood pressure is steady coming down.
I was taking this medicine, praise God, about 6 balls, which were costing around $200 every month.
All my medicine, I was taking 8 medicines for my high blood pressure.
I was taking it for the stiffness in my knees. I was taking it for my feet was sore, hurting, aching.
Are you tired of taking pills for conditions that the doctors say you must take for the rest of your life?
I was taking 25 doses of insulin every morning, and now I'm not taking any.
And when I started taking the herb tea, I noticed my feet weren't swelling anymore. My heart was doing better, and my blood pressure was down to normal.
God is a good God. This is the way I tell anybody, it's a better way, and need ball and pills. You will get healed. You'll get healed. I don't have no doubt in my mind that God won't heal you if you take it.
Al, this brother not only had diabetes, but high blood pressure too. And his doctor said to him, whatever it is that you're taking, don't come off of it. And he said, don't you worry, doctor, I won't. Right. Let's watch his testimony.
All right.
My blood pressure was kind of high, but my sugar was worse than the blood pressure. Blood pressure, it's come right down in maybe in a couple of days or so and haven't went back up. The sugar took about maybe a month or so until I went back to the doctor and he checked my sugar. See, my sugar was about 500. And it stayed about 400 or 500. And I don't know why I didn't have a stroke, but God was with me. Didn't allow it to happen. I didn't know how dangerous sugar was. He said, man, your sugar have been high as 550. I didn't want to tell you. He said, but it's perfect now. He said, I don't know what you've been doing, but you keep on taking it. Don't you stop. I said, Doc, I'm not going to stop.
I have several different medical conditions. I have diabetes, thyroid, kidney problems. Was one step away from going on dialysis before I started taking the tea. And since I've taken it, my kidney function is extremely better. I don't have to go on dialysis.
Have you ever been afraid of suffering a heart attack or a stroke due to high blood pressure? Or losing limbs due to sugar diabetes? Have you ever been afraid of having to go on dialysis because of high blood pressure and sugar diabetes?
Doctor diagnosed me some years ago that I was diabetic, and I had high blood. But since I've been on this here tea, drinking the tea, I'm eating as much meat I want. And I'm back on sweetening, and it don't bother me. My wife shake my sugar level, and she said, good.
I'm a diabetic too. And they took me off my insulin. I was on the pills, and then they put me on insulin. They took me off the insulin and the pills too.
Sugar diabetes does not have to exist in your life anymore. You're on insulin, you're shooting up, you can't cut yourself, you're afraid to get near a knife. You know you need to stop that kind of living. That's not living. God's formula is here and now. All you have to do is take a stand. You've got to take a stand. When you've got an opportunity like this, and it doesn't come along often, you have got to take a stand. Otherwise, people will be coming to your funeral. Don't you think it's about time you started living?
Yes.
It's time they started living, Carolyn.
It's time.
I mean, you're not living if you can't get up off the couch, okay? You're not living if you can't climb the stairs. You're not living if you have to rely on insulin, a needle, that kind of thing. You're not living if you have diabetes. You're not living if you have high blood pressure. That's the silent killer. You walking around here, you have high blood pressure, you don't even know it in some cases. But if you do have it, you know you have it, you should do something about it. I know. How many times have we heard about a loved one being taken out of here because of stroke, high blood pressure, sugar diabetes, all of these ailments? There is something that can help you now. You've seen the testimonies, you've heard people who've actually gone through it and come out of it, living longer lives, living better lives. God intended us to have our lives be wonderful. The Bible talks about it. You need to claim your rightful place on this earth, and this product is going to help you. God's product is going to help you. Nature's formula for healthy living.